Hello, gentlemen and ladies. Welcome to the show. Listen, I'm really glad to have you guys here. Now, listen, my power got knocked out. I was sitting here in the dark for 4 hours. We had one heck of an ice storm. You know, it was these ice pellets. And then later, they changed to rain. And then the wind started to just blow. I'm telling you, if you've been outside, it would blow you right off your feet. And then I guess it cracked a few trees. Power was out. 4 whole hours sitting in the dark, so I got on here for you guys. Anyway, I'm here. So let's get the show started. Let's start the charts right here, and let's take a look at what's going on. You know what? Bitcoin's surging up at this moment. But here's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting a red candle down, because this market is moving up just too fast. Too fast, and generally when that happens, what happens is you get a red candle down. But this has changed everything. The whole complexion of the marketplace has changed by this rally. And even if it moves down at this point, if it takes a little correction back down at this point, still, the energy's there now again. And this is going to create a lot of excitement in the Bitcoin, a lot of interest. And the tide is starting to turn back toward where it needs to go in order for Bitcoin to start to really make gains, you know. But anyway, we've seen a really nice rally. It's at 52.52 right now, so it's heading for that $6,000 mark I was talking about earlier. When I'm gonna say, hey, you know what, we're in a bull market again. But she's on a tear. I'll tell you, she's been on a real tear today. It's really fun to watch. You know, and of course, if you guys are holders of cryptocurrency, it's fun for you guys to watch too. But this is what cryptocurrency does, and it's going to continue to do this. Ultimately, it's going to continue to do this until greed brings everyone into this marketplace. Ultimately, in the end, greed is what's going to really fuel this. And another thing that's going to fuel it is the fact that the fiat currencies are going into a position where they're going to start to die. So you got fiat currencies dying on one side, right? And you got greed working on the Bitcoin side, and Bitcoin's always going up. And it's only a matter of time until all these people out there, because it's their money, sooner or later, they're all going to hop on board. And when they all hop on board, you know, then it's really going to be too late to buy in at that point, you know what I mean? But that's when all your friends and neighbors are going to hop in. That's when they're going to buy it. When their dollar is just about dead. and right now they're hanging on to those dollars. They got them in their bank accounts and all that, you know, right now. That's what's happening right now, though. The dollar's strong right now, and everything looks good and rosy for the dollar. And we've just come out of a period where they've been talking about cryptocurrencies. How don't buy that stuff. It's never going to amount to anything. Let's take a look at this article right here. It says gold is set to rebound big. Now it says Crypto Permabear ridicules Bitcoin rally, warns Bitcoin price will collapse. He says Bitcoin price is going to collapse to zero. Here's one of these guys. These guys seem like they'll never quit. Says the Bitcoin price is going to collapse soon, despite the latest rally, because cryptocurrencies are worthless. That's the opinion of Peter Moloch, the president of Kansas investment firm Creative Planning. What we're going to see, most likely, is we're going to see cryptocurrencies collapse, Moloch told CNBC. The Bitcoin price mysteriously spiked on April 1st and climbed above $5,000 for the first time since November 2018. While crypto bulls insist this is a sign that the crypto winter is officially over. Well, I don't think the winter is completely over yet, but this is a very good sign. This is a very good sign indeed. It's exciting, and I think it changes it. It's changed the cryptocurrency marketplace now. This energy coming in now, I'm not going to say the crypto winter is officially over, but it's starting to look a little bit more like springtime's coming. You know? So Peter Moloch, he says it's not a real investment. Moloch is a certified financial planner. He says investing in Bitcoin is a terrible way for young people to build wealth. You know, I think that in a few years from now, when these guys look back, you know, they're going to be realizing they're going to have to eat crow. quite simply, they're going to have to really eat crow. He says here, there's no way that even a fraction of them can survive. It is possible that maybe 1 or 2 will work out in the future. Sure it is. In the meantime, if you invest in crypto, you get no income. It's not a real investment. It's a speculation. He says you should invest in real estate. That's even funnier. He says instead you should invest in real estate. Doesn't he know that the real estate market's in a bubble right now? The bubble's beginning to pop? Doesn't he know that? Yeah, sure, go out and buy a $250,000 home on a big mortgage right now when the real estate bubble's popping. Next year it'll be worth $98,000. That's a great investment, you know. Oh my goodness. He's not a real old man. How can he be so stuck in the mud, like an ostrich with his head in the sand, as such a young man, you know? Gee whiz, you know. Anyway, let's take a look at another article here. You know, they're getting that Lightning Network. They're working out the kinks on it. The Lightning Network. And I can just picture it in my mind right now. This Lightning Network, in the end, is going to be used every day by people to transmit money across the internet almost instantaneously. And once they get these established, they're almost like highways. Picture it in your mind like a superhighway. They're building a superhighway right now. And, of course, not many vehicles are traveling on it yet because the highway's not really open yet. But when they get it all done, it's going to be a superhighway for money. The Lightning Network. All over the world. Superhighway for money on the internet. You'll be able to send money and zip, bang, it's there. Just like that. You know, and this is what they're putting in. And right now they're building it. Right? And they're getting rid of the kinks, and we're building it right under our noses. It says a new Lightning app. Let's see, you got an app for the Lightning Network. Aims to make getting paid in Bitcoin easier. The new app today is launched. It aims to tackle the problem of inbound capacity on Bitcoin's Lightning Network. One of the challenges facing the still-in-development payment network centers around the need to have sufficient funds. Well, it's like this. You know how on the main superhighway, when you go to get on, you have to go around that circle thing, you know, and then you go on the lane that merges you into the traffic. This app that they're building is like that circle thing that puts you into the Lightning Network and gets you on and off, you know. And they've had trouble with how to get people on and get people off. So I'm just putting it in very simplistic terms. And now they're starting to solve those problems. The on and off ramps. Basically, if the Lightning Network is the superhighway, they've had problems with the on and off ramps. This is basics of it, right? And they're fixing those problems now. And so they're basically telling you, okay, now we got good on-off ramps for the major highway. So now we can start to make this thing work. That's basically what they're telling you. He says one of the changes facing the still-in-development payment network centers around the need to have sufficient funds on the opposite end of the Lightning channel, known as inbound capacity. See, it's just like a highway. And this is the inbound lane. In other words, people coming on. That's the on-ramp, right? They've been having trouble with that. It says, put simply, users need to undertake several steps before they can actually receive money. A complicated factor for users such as merchants that want to accept funds via the network. It is also a quandary that some participants in the global Lightning Torch experiment have run up against the new Lightning Power Users app released by developer Perry Rochard. Will join other services that are seeking to make it easier for users to get inbound capacity. That includes, so basically this is the inbound ramp and they fixed it. And they're telling you, hey, you know what, we've got it fixed. Well, you know what, I think now they've just about got the whole idea in place for this superhighway of money. This Lightning Network. I think they're working out the last kinks and bugs on it. And they actually have it up and running right now. From Lightning Labs. So what we're looking at is when this thing is fully established, then there's going to be a lot of users starting to hop on. Now, I read that article yesterday, and I was a little bit shocked about how much money is now being sent back and forth by cryptocurrencies. And I got thinking about it last night, before I was getting ready to go to bed and stuff. I got thinking about that. And I said to myself, oh my gosh, these big institutions like big corporations and stuff that have been transmitting money across the internet using things like SWIFT and everything else, I said to myself, I bet you most of them, because of the cheaper transfer fees now, have switched over and and also it's a lot faster, have probably switched over to Bitcoin. Because these big shots, they're not going to come out and tell you what they're doing. So when they're sending big amounts of money, like $1 million or $10 million across the web, I bet you they're going out and they're just transferring their money into Bitcoin on one end, and then on the other end, when it opens, and they sent the Bitcoin to the other guy, he just transfers it back into the cash of his country. And it's just like a flip. And they're all starting to use it now. And they're not telling us anything about it. They're all just starting to use it because it works. And it's the best way to do it. And after a while, it becomes accepted practice, My gosh, you better have a bit of Bitcoin in your wallet by now, because I'll tell you, even though Bitcoin prices jumped up to $7,200, and you could have got it a lot cheaper, still, we're in the infancy of this thing. This it's really gone nowhere yet. It's still way down, even at $5,200. And to compare to where it can go, ultimately, in the end, you'll probably be looking back 5 years from now and saying, oh my goodness, you could have bought a whole Bitcoin for $5,200. Oh my gosh, That's probably what people will say 5 years from now. But, it's exciting. We got a rally. Listen, thank you guys for listening to this show. We'll catch you guys in the next show. Bye-bye, guys.